Hello again, and let's start. So, first of all, we can see that the Flayed One more or less is glued together. He's nice and solid now. See, the extra epoxy just strengthens the clothes. Here's the skin, still rubbery, and will remain rubbery until hardened by something else. We're gonna rip it in shreds by our fingers later on. So we'll start with basing, and with some preparations. I'm not fully prepared. My hobby toolbox, I have some basing sets, quite a lot of them actually. So I'm gonna pick mud and some rocky surface to fill up the gaps between the crystals, so we'll give them a nice effect. I made the crystals much earlier than the mud, so now they can get nice and muddy. It will look like there was some sort of action going on. So first I need to find what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some soap. It's the cheap, simple soap. Nothing to find. It's actually one of the cheapest ones. So the whole point of it is to maintain the clean brush. Oh, here it is. So this is just plain soap. I'm going to take a hobby knife and just scrape it. First thing first, the basing. Just a dab of the soap. When I scrub it like that and it's dry, it just turns to powder. Not very resistant. Later on, I don't dispose of it. It just remains there. Actually, gives the box a nice smell. It's pleasant. Feels clean, even though it's paint stained. Just a dab. It doesn't mean. Usually, I wait for it to have kind of consistency of semi-solid jelly. Something like when you leave a chicken stew overnight, so it's like a little bit shaky, but not too much. It's actually the thing that I'm aiming for usually. So, Mudland, and here I use my hobby tool on the cracks, just to fill up the cracks so they don't look so craggy. And the tool has two surfaces. One is a little bit wedged and the other one is flat, and the flat one is better to fill up the gaps. It takes quite a time to get used to the surface. And yep, filling up the gaps. Like this, each gap. Yep. Okay, so now that's done. Fill it up. I always keep my tools clean directly to save the hassle of cleaning them later on. Now for the mud. Actually, with the mud it's better to use a little bit more, then you get this nice craggy effect on it. So you use a little bit more, just on the surfaces which are not filled by the gray. Here, here, and here, and a little bit inside. Don't worry if you spill, because that's the thing that we are aiming for. We don't want clean crease whistles, we want them to a little bit be covered by mud. And then we wait for dry. Now I'm gonna get some water. Just close the paint. Some hot water for this soap dust. It's nice to microwave it, but be careful because soap tends to boil over very quickly, and then you'll have a very fragrant mess in your microwave. So just delicately, perfectly, just add some hot water and we'll leave it overnight. Then it will congeal. I use a big brush. I don't even play with small details. The biggest one I could get. And just top to bottom, wash it. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Nothing very special. Really, really simple. That's it. Now we wait for it to dry. Just a dab here. Here and here. It cleans the excess dust and generally lets the paint stick better. Well, that's it. And thank you very much. That's about it. We're gonna just wait for everything to dry up so we can continue later on. I generally make a little